is up, optimistic family? I hope you all are doing super duper well, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to get some cool Pokemon. In particular, I'm going to show you how to get Chikorita, Totodile, and Tepig from their original games, which means Chikorita is coming from Heart Gold, Totodile is coming from Heart Gold, and Tepig is coming from Black version. Now you're probably like, well, you could have picked Soul Silver or you could have picked White version. Well, those were the ones that I picked. Sorry about that. Now they did come from those games and they do have all possible ribbons and they are 100% legal and home safe. So without further ado, let's jump into the video and catch ourselves or get ourselves some Pokemon. So over here, we are in the game. The first thing that we're going to do is make a little bit of a different pit stop than we usually would. Go into your options screen and make sure give nicknames is turned on. Now I did this in the last Sword and Shield video, and if you haven't seen that, I recommend watching that. That should be like right here. Give that a good watch. I think you'll like it. Other than that, make sure give nicknames is on, and we're going to catch 3 Pokemon. Now, let's go ahead and catch the first thing that we see here. You can use any ball you want. It doesn't matter. I prefer Quick Ball just because they're basically a Master Ball, except faster. I don't know how to explain that, but look at that critical capture. Just doing my job. Doing what needs to be done. So we're going to start with Tepig since Tepig is the one out, which is unfortunate, but that is okay. Now these do come in their non-shiny variants. The only thing that you'll have to do, I'll tell you in a minute. So first off, Tepig, so Tepig-b, since it comes from Black. Now we're going to make our way down and catch another Azumarill. In your case, you can catch anything you want. Just make sure it's an easy catch. That way you're not doing this forever. Optionally, if you have anything in your boxes, you can go through and rename them. You don't even have to catch the Pokemon. I prefer catching new ones because I don't have time to sit down, grind, and catch 30, 40 fodder. But if you're a big fan of my videos and you've been watching for a while, you know that I do a lot of Pokemon like this. And so if you want to, you could catch an entire box of fodder. So Toto, ready? Toto, Dial, Dash, I'm sure you know where this is going, HG, Heart Gold. Next up, we're going to head on over to another Azurill. Yeah, we got the Azurill. The side looks like, yo, what about me, bro? But no, sorry, buddy. Throw this quick ball at it, and we got it, as expected. So what we're going to do now is nickname this one, and I already know that you already know what's happening next. Chikorita-hg. So yes, go back. Now this one is full length, so it will go all the way to 12. If you're playing a game that's not in English, I would recommend maybe making a separate save file, or maybe I'll do this Chikorita in a different format. I won't change this one, but I will, try to add something similar that's like chick-hg, something like that. But right now we have 3 Pokemon in our party. Well, I have 5, but we have Tepig-b, Totodile-hg, and Chikorita-hg. So next what we're going to want to do is push this L button. You see that? Push that since we have the menu open, and it's going to say communicating in the left hand corner of the screen. Once it is done doing that, we're going to head over to the Poke Portal after closing out the news, and from there we're going to go down to Link Trade. Now, excuse me for just a moment.
A few moments later.
So in today's video, I'm going to be using the premium codes that are available to our patrons and YouTube members. Now, if you are not a YouTube member or a Patreon, I highly recommend it. If you would like to become a patron, head to patreon.com/Pokemon Collection, where you'll have a bunch of different tiers to choose from, and each tier is going to have its own exclusive perks. One of the biggest perks that we see used in the server are people using these things that I have called home refills. Basically, we dump an entire Pokédex from your game of choice into our home, we give you the account login to said home. You log in with yours, move all the Pokemon over into your game, and you have a full, complete dex in less than a few minutes. Now, in addition to being able to do that, you will gain access to the 2 codes, or 1, that I'm about to use here. They are fast. Hardly anyone uses them since our premium members go ahead, use them, and they're done because they don't have to wait forever for codes. If you aren't a patron or a YouTube member, there are 9 codes listed in the description below. They're also seen right here on the screen. If you want to use those, you totally can. If you do, I recommend cycling these codes. Use the first code up to 3 times. If you don't find a trainer named PKCL, move on to the next code. Do it again and again. Eventually you'll find PKCL. But having access to premium codes is pretty important. So I'm going to go ahead and put this first premium code in. I did have to write it down because it is a random number. It doesn't always randomize, but it is random in this case. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin searching. And you're probably thinking, oh, well, the only reason he's using a premium code is because his other codes don't work. I mean, you can think what you want, but they do work. I also made sure of it this morning by doing a full reset on every single code. So once we get in a trade with PKCL, what we're going to do is offer up our tepig-b, and in return, we're going to get a shiny tepig. Push A when the attention screen pops up, and the trade will commence. Now, if you're having any issues, maybe the bot keeps canceling on you in the beginning of the trade, try to keep pushing A. Keep saying that you're going to trade the Pokemon. I'm pretty sure I fixed the issue. But if it does happen, keep pushing A until the trade goes through. Obviously, don't mash the crap out of it. Just give it a good little push.
All it takes is a little push.
And it'll be fine. So just push A, just at a steady pace throughout the trade, and it'll work. Promise. And if any of you have any issues, then obviously you can tell me. Okay, so that is the first one. And then we're going to go ahead and get the second one. We're going to use the same exact code. Now, sometimes with premium codes, you might not be able to time it exactly right, and that's okay. What'll happen is it'll just say that no one could be found. Just try searching again. No big deal. I've noticed that with these premium codes, sometimes they have issues, but people are pretty good about letting me know, hey, the code's messed up, and I'll fix it. This is my full-time job, so obviously I have no reason not to fix it. So this is the Totodile. As you can see, it's shiny. Now, I'll go ahead and mention that if you want the non-shiny variant, I'm going to have a link in the description down below for the Serebii National Dex. On that page, what you're going to want to do is use your search function, so Control F, Command F, whatever you use, to search for the Pokemon that you want, right? In this case, it would be Totodile, Chikorita, and Tepig. When you search for them, you'll see a 4-digit number on the left. That's their National Dex number. If you want the non-shiny version, and this applies for any Pokemon, not just these, if you want the non-shiny version, replace the name with that 4-digit Dex number. Easy peasy. And then in this case, obviously we would do, I don't know their Dex numbers right off the top of my head, but let's make up numbers here. If Totodile was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, hey, what's up? Post-production Opti here, and I realized that I said 5 digits. Don't judge me. I would understand if you did, but yeah, don't judge me. I keep it going. And I know it's not. You would do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 -HG, and you would get the non-shiny version of that Totodile. So I did make sure to appease my shiny lovers and non-shiny lovers out there. And remember that can be done with any Pokemon in the game. If you haven't seen that video, you should look right here. You should see it. You should look right there and watch that video. Because if you don't watch that video, you won't understand where a lot of these come from. So it looks like we are finishing up the last trade, which means that this video might be coming to a close pretty soon. But if you've stuck around for this entire time, thank you. It's because of my patrons and because of my YouTube members that I'm able to do this for a living and able to do this full time. So thank you all so much for your support, and I'm grateful to have you here, and I'm grateful to be able to do things like this for everybody. So let's go ahead and have a look at Tepig. Tepig, Fire, original trainer, black. And then we're going to go over here. The moves are just standard tackle, tail whip. And then we can assign ribbons, and we can see that it has ribbons from everything that was legal and possible. And if you get in my comment section saying anything about hacked mons, I will show you the door.
Get the hell out! Get out!
So let's go ahead and go down here. This is the Totodile. Down here, all these really nice ribbons. Now Totodile and Chikorita obviously are going to have more ribbons because they come from a later game, or an earlier game, sorry. They come from an earlier game. If Tepig had probably come from a different generation, I'm sure it would have had more ribbons as well. But there we go. These are all level 5. They are trainable. These are the starters from their original games. They are not bred. They are the original starters. So enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. If you want to continue watching more of my videos, and I really recommend it, you should click right here above my face. You see that? You should click that because I'm recommending it. YouTube is recommending it, and I think you'll like it. So thank you all so much for watching. And if you want to stick around at the very end of the video, I'm going to roll some credits to show all the names of the beautiful, beautiful people who support me on my journey. See you later. Do me the biggest favor in the world and stay optimistic.